uncomfortable, and it can often be experienced during pregnancy and after pregnancy. So the SI joint pain can be really uncomfortable, and it can often be experienced during pregnancy and after pregnancy. So the SI joint is just on this posterior portion of the pelvis, and it can be felt right here where the glute and the lat insert and connect onto the pelvis. So oftentimes when we're pregnant, our posture changes and compensations happen to support the load of the baby. The ligaments around the pelvis soften up to allow and create more flexibility for the pelvis to open up and create more space for baby. As baby grows and the weight gets heavier and balance shifts, our bodies start to compensate. We may start to notice some external rotation out the hip. Our toes may be pointed out. You may see or notice a waddle. Now, I may be exaggerating this, but the point is there's some compensations. And when there's an external rotation, there's a shortening and a constant activation of this portion of your glutes right here. The other thing that happens during pregnancy, the other thing that coincides with this is when we live in an externally rotated posture, our glutes are constantly activated. We're also very pregnant, and the abdominals, the transverse abdominals, are very, very weak because they're very, very stretched. So we're constantly gripping and utilizing the strength of our glutes to help compensate and support for the weakened strength of our transverse abdominals. So this takes a lot of load for baby. So we need to get out of that posture first. So finding some mobility, creating some space, and creating some length back here, because if this is constantly on and constantly clenched, it's constantly tight. So creating some length, so some hip hinges where the hips are moving way past the heels, single-legged hip hinges where the hips are square with each other. So if one hip opens or lifts, then that's not creating length for the other side. Creating length for the other side means the pelvis is square and neutral. Releasing hip flexors will also help with SI joint. So take it back to imagining a woman's posture during pregnancy where either it's clenching at the glutes or dumping at the pelvis, creating tight and short hip flexors. So lengthening and strengthening the hip flexors, lengthening and strengthening the glutes, and then also lengthening and strengthening your lats. So your lats insert all the way up here, wrap around, come all the way down, and insert onto the iliac crest and then down into the SI joint. So doing exercises that lengthen and strengthen your